Hola bonito dia, I am Johan and welcome to El Alma de Bahamut. Second part of the trilogy, and today is about PlayStation. The moment when the PlayStation was released to the market was the right one. And I'm not talking about Sony's strategy, but the moment the industry was. Let me explain myself. It was precisely at the moment when all those children who had grown up with Nintendo or Sega were becoming adolescents. The players were maturing and the industry needed to do it too. Teenagers don't want to be seen as children anymore. Quite the contrary, they want to be treated as adults, and Nintendo didn't help in such regard. PlayStation allowed an entire generation of teenagers to continue enjoying the passion for video games. We'll never know what would have happened, but without Sony's entry into the industry, I think a void would have been created. Teenagers would have had to choose between continuing with Nintendo's childish games, taking a giant leap towards PC gaming that was a totally different world, or simply abandoning the passion. There are no coincidences in the universe, that's what I say. The arrival of PlayStation was at the right time, when the industry needed it. I personally never seen PlayStation as an innovative company, rather I consider it intelligent, observant and quite analytical. It's a company that has a very thorough reading of the industry. One of its great skills is to identify what everyone wants, whether you are a developer or a player. In the 90s, it realized that developers had to decide to launch their games on a single platform, whether it was Nintendo, Sega or PC. So we gave them what they wanted, a low price system where they could release their games easily. The first PlayStation revolutionized absolutely nothing. It was not the first to use this, its controller was pretty similar to others, and its main game was a bizarre version of Mario. But Sony always had it clear from the start. We live in a world where it's not about being the first, but being the best. Sony doesn't mind being behind its competition, innovation-wise. In fact, I think that's its strategy. As I said before, observant, but also patient. Wait to see what the competition does, to adopt it and to perfect it. My theory is that's how the best controller in history was born, the DualShock. And if you are saying, no, Xboxes is better, they are the same. One says PlayStation, the other one says Xbox, one has a stick here, one has it there, they are the same. The irrefutable proof that the DualShock found the perfect design is that from then on, all the controllers were alike. But Sony hadn't come up with a joystick until Nintendo did it first with the 64. I imagine that at the time, they decided to put one on it too, but seeing that it looked horrible and destroyed the aesthetics of the controller, someone proposed a second stick, just to keep the symmetry and to look pretty. I bet it was an accident, a wonderful accident. PlayStation is extremely conservative, risks very little. Perhaps its biggest risk today has been its entry into the industry. Always playing safe, which makes it completely predictable. Today we can assure that PS6 will be called the PlayStation 6, and will be another PS5 but more powerful, bigger and much more expensive. I would not describe PlayStation as a bold company, but as a wise one. Intelligence allows us to learn from our mistakes, but wisdom is required to learn from those of others. This doesn't mean that PlayStation has a perfect record free of mistakes. It has had its setbacks like any other company. Recall that the launch of the PS3 had several complications which gave a lot of ground to the 360. But it never really fell down. With a few adjustments, it regained control of this generation. Many players still believe that the 360 beat the PS3, but the figures are concrete. At the end of the generation, PlayStation sales surpassed Xboxes, and let's not forget it had a 1-year handicap. Since its arrival, PlayStation has been the king, that's not debatable. The 360 was the closest, but it seems that as long as Sony doesn't ruin it, there's no way to beat it. And paradoxically, that's the same reason why I think that it can fall, because of its fear of ruining it. When you're so cautious to not make mistakes, you don't take risks, and when you don't take any risk, you cannot transform yourself. Sony has a reign of more than 25 years, true, thanks to constant updates and adaptations, but PlayStation has never been forced to change. The problem is that today the industry is changing. It's already happened to music and television. Cinema is experiencing it right now, and the change in gaming has already begun. It has been slower, but there's no way to stop it. Xbox has already changed. Nintendo is the master of changing. The entire industry could collapse and Nintendo would come up with an idea to revive it. again. PlayStation is the one that I'm worried about, precisely because it has never changed. It has never been down, it has always been comfortably at the top. But there are two undeniable facts in this life. First, nothing lasts forever, and every empire sooner or later falls. And second, changes are inevitable, and the one who doesn't change is out. I don't want PlayStation to share the same fate as Blockbuster. I don't doubt it's going to fall one day, it's bound to happen. My real question is, when that happens, will Sony be able to get up? I don't know, but if it's not able to do it, I'm sure Nintendo and Xbox won't be alone, and someone else will show up to fill the void. But I'm not saying that PlayStation is going to vanish, it's just a possibility, because it has never fallen. And it has never fallen because it has done everything necessary not to fall. It's one of those paradoxes that can destroy the entire universe.
Great Scott!
Today we can say that PlayStation is falling behind the streaming race, but perhaps it's only being PlayStation. Perhaps it's observing, analyzing, learning from what others are doing, and it's just waiting for the right moment to conquer this new territory. We don't know, but I bet we'll know the answer to this generation. And to conclude, what can we learn from PlayStation? Well, Sony teaches us that if you want to be the best, you don't need to be creative. You don't need to get there fast. You don't need the thickest wallet either. You need to be consistent. Expand your vision, learn from your rivals, observe and listen to the people. Give them what they want, and they will love you back. And well, that was my PlayStation analysis. I hope you like it and or found it helpful. And see you in the next episode with my Xbox One. My Xbox analysis, not my Xbox One, because I don't even have one. Stupid name, by the way. Thank you very much for your time. See ya!